The 11th of November was when fighting was suspended on the Western Front in 1918, so Germany and the Allies could reach a peace agreement. The guns fell silent at 11 a.m. Up to 13 million people died in that conflict, which had been known as the War to End All Wars. The first 2-minute silence in Britain was held on the 11th of November 1919, when King George V asked the public to observe a silence at 11 a.m. While this special day was first commemorated to remember the huge losses after World War I, today the anniversary is used to remember all of the people who have died in all wars since. This includes World War II, the Falklands, and more recent conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. You will often see poppies at this time of year on people's clothes, in shops, schools, and laid at memorials in towns and villages. During World War I, the farms, fields, land in France and Belgium that was fought on was left devastated by battle. All signs of life had been virtually wiped out. But one of the first plants to reappear on the battlefields after fighting ended were red poppies. So since then, the poppy became a symbol of the suffering and sacrifice made by the brave soldiers that fought in such terrifying place, and that is why they are still used today when we remember them. The flower provided Canadian doctor John McCrae with inspiration for his poem In Flanders Fields, which he wrote while serving in Ypres in 1915. It was first published in Punch after having been rejected by The Spectre. In 1918, in response to McCrae's poem, American humanitarian Mowing Michael wrote, "And now the torch and poppy red we wear in honour of our dead." She campaigned to make the poppy a symbol of remembrance of those who had died in the war. Artificial poppies were first sold in Britain in 1921 to raise money for the Earl Haig Fund in support of ex-servicemen and their families, and the families of those who had died in the conflict. They were supplied by Anna Goering, who had been manufacturing the flowers in France to raise money for war orphans. Selling poppies proved so popular that in 1922 the British Legion founded a factory staffed by disabled ex-servicemen to produce its own. It continues to do so today. Other charities sell poppies in different colour, each with their own meaning, but all commemorate the loss of war. White poppies, for example, symbolise peace without violence, and purple poppies are worn to honour animals killed in the conflict. The poppy continues to be sold worldwide to raise money and remember those who lost their lives in the First World War and in subsequent conflicts.